My name is Jason Salomi, and this is Perfection, an athlete's perspective. Hey, people, welcome to a brand new episode of Perfection, an athlete's perspective. And today we have a repeat guest, but a long overdue guest for sure. Again, after this crazy GFL season. In fact, he just led the GFL in touchdown receptions with 20 touchdowns in what? How many games is it?
Yeah.
10 games, man. In 10 games. And he basically didn't play 3 games. So, man, that lets you know the kind of player is Mr. Darrell Stewart. How you doing today, bro?
No, very fine, enjoying the Texas weather.
Yeah, definitely better than the UK. It's currently pouring down the rain, or as we say in England, it's currently pissing down, and it's terrible. It's hailstones. But today's going to be a different style towards the show. Usually, I talk about optimizing performance and how we do that in different ways, but today is going to be a bit of a reflection and a different kind of pace today. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about winning the championship, and we're going to talk about a situation that just came up 3 days ago, 4 days ago in Frankfurt with some of the imports and just being an import in general and what that means to ourselves. So to start off with, DJ, how are you mentally? Like, where are you at mentally? How you doing?
Mentally, I would say currently I'm doing pretty good
Yeah.
when it comes to just enjoying life, enjoying the smaller things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the main thing when it comes to mental health. You really want to get around certain things that really put you in a good space. And I feel like for me, family always put me in a good space, being able to see my granddad and see my family, my brothers, sisters, and my mother. It's always been a great opportunity.
Yeah. No, that sounds sick, man. I mean, what was it like for you? Because for me, like, I had the opportunity to go home during the season in the summer break. And be England being only 2 hours by flight away, meant that if anything happened, I could be home pretty quickly. But for you, it's kind of different. What was that like being so far away from home during the season?
For me, it was kind of tough because I was always trying to talk to my family, and it would
Mm,
be our nights would be their mornings, and their mornings would be our nights. So it was tough trying to talk to them because either they sleep or I'm asleep. And on top of that, you just have a lot of things like missing them a lot, missing just like waking up, seeing my brothers, seeing my sisters. Like that
mm.
was tough for me because I'm big on family. Like, that's one of the biggest things for me. Like I love my family. I just love being around my family and like not seeing them. It definitely played into a lot into my mental clarity when it comes to like you know coming out with good attitude when I'm waking up in the morning, like thinking about them. I'm kind of down and stuff like that. So it definitely played a huge part in that.
Mm-hmm. Nah, man. I mean, that like especially when like I mean this is outside of college, obviously the first time you being away from your family, but I guess with college, like you're kind of there and back, but like you're in a different country and like being in Europe in general. How did you find that? Because that's another different challenge.
It was kind of difficult, definitely. Uh, Being in America my whole life, letting me come into ZFL, that was my first time ever leaving the country. So to
Crazy.
put that in, yeah, exactly. To put that in perspective, I had officially became a sore thumb. Like I was out of my own element.
Yeah.
So it was like not knowing the foreign language, not knowing like where to go, the direction, like how to just basically like socialize and like, because I'm a very like social person, so I want to get out, know people, but like it being tough, not knowing like how to do certain things, me being the sort, how would you say? I don't want to say black sheep, but me being like not, not familiar to where I was from, to the land, it was
Yeah.
definitely tough for me. But I feel like you guys made it pretty easy, especially like you and all the other guys is like made me feel like I was right at home. So I appreciate that.
Nah, it's a pleasure, man. It was sick. I mean, like you said, all of us were coming from different countries, and outside of TJ, really, none of us even spoke German. So that's the language barrier is a whole separate thing. But like you say, with the guys and stuff, it was a lot easier, man. I'll be honest with you, it's a lot easier, especially when like we had you have a group that's like how we were, playing FIFA and stuff, and Madden, and doing stuff together, and it makes a big difference. But for me personally, being back home has been like it's been kind of weird because you know we're coming from obviously winning the championship, which we're going to talk about in a sec. But like we had the fan rally like a couple days pretty much before we were left. Well, before I left, and you obviously stayed behind for surgery. So you go from this weird thing where you just done something historic, and you've given something to some people, and they appreciate you for it, and the fan love was crazy, and then you come home and like you're just you
Flat
again.
facts.
You're just Darrell, you're just Jason, and you're just a regular person, and like I feel like the first couple of days I had to kind of readjust to that, like and it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird and a little bit difficult because like I've spent 6 months doing something that I'm really good at, um, and now I'm home, and like I have to kind of find myself again and kind of pick up where I left off 6 months beforehand. So it was weird, but we're getting there, man. We're getting there. I just had a job interview today, so hopefully that
It's
goes
good.
well. So yeah, we're getting there, man. But I haven't even been home just yet. I've been speaking to my people and stuff. So
Mm.
I'm gonna go home soon. I'm gonna see my people. I miss my nephew, my siblings and stuff, my old man. So we're gonna catch up soon. It's gonna be crazy. I can't
That's gonna
wait.
be good. And that's the same thing with me. I feel the same way. Just
Mm.
being in America, like, well, being there in Germany, and we won our season, first ever team in what, 25, 30 years to,
Yeah.
was it 30 or 25
We're the first ever Dresden Monarchs team to win the GFL
to win since there have been
since there's been a GFL.
CFL. Never
Yeah,
been. They never won.
never.
Never won. So, I mean, that was pretty historical to be able to do that for them. Also, to be able to just winning with you guys, but also coming home to where it's like America, where it is when it comes to sports. I mean, so much big. It's so big, and you have so many things going on. But coming back and you go straight from championship, top of the world, thousands and thousands of people at the game. People
Yeah.
just approaching like it's amazing, right? You going from a king until you come back and you come back home this flat line.
Facts.
Damn, hey. And you go back to a situation where it's like you back through the motions, and this is also helpful for humbling, and it's also it
Facts.
can be a mental challenge because you go from a perceived value, your necessity to an organization, and then you go back to you just another number. And what I
Facts.
want to tell a lot of athletes is, I mean, that is okay, but also you should have a plan to not just go from climax to back down because that can be a mental challenge when it comes to feeling like a nobody or not having a purpose or no, you always more than running the ball, shooting the ball, dribbling the ball, kicking the ball. You always more than that. So what I would tell
Facts.
the other athlete is always try to find something that substitute and also bring you the same joy that you have playing sports. For me, it's so many things for me. I want to say being around family, uh, working out as well, exercising,
Mm.
even doing like because I got a degree in criminal justice. So even like doing that, you know what I'm saying? Like having that under my belt and finding like peace inside of that. Like
Hmm.
you always got to find something because it helps with your mental clarity. It helps you with the mental, um, how would you say, challenges, the ups and downs, because
Definitely.
you going from something being so high and something so low, you do get mixed up in a lot of questioning yourself. Even when I came from college, you go from top university, playing on good teams and bringing on the best athletes, and then you go down to, you know what I'm saying, not having somewhere to play. That it really messes with you mentally. But like I tell you
Definitely.
now, find something that brings you the same joy, and you'll never feel the emptiness
Mm.
of on that from that climax to that. But then again, I always have a plan and enjoy the small things in life. So
Definitely. No, that's everything you said is facts, especially the stuff about like having something outside of football that brings you joy. And having you have a degree, I have a degree also, and having those skills that you're able to build outside football and create that kind of plan B and plan C just in case it doesn't work out is so important because I think if I came back home and I didn't have any kind of like career prospects or any kind of experience, then I would probably feel a lot worse because I probably feel like, hey, maybe no one's gonna hire me about this, that, and the other. But the fact that I have other stuff that I do and other stuff that I enjoy, and even being at home, it's kind of weird. I don't know about you, but because it was football 24/7, when I got home, I was able to think about something like stuff a bit different from football, stuff outside football. I was able to do certain things before, like even for example, like putting together my highlight tape, I actually really enjoyed it because I was able to do some editing that I didn't really have time to do in Dresden. I was able to look at some stuff, some images and some videos that I filmed and took in Dresden. I was able to that I'm currently putting together for something. So yeah, man, it's definitely true, man. Have some stuff outside football that brings you enjoyment, that brings you love, and spend some time with your people, man. Definitely, definitely. This stuff is intense, man. But bro, how did it feel? I mean, how did it feel? How does it feel? Because we really made history, and I think I don't know about you. It took me a while to really understand what we did, because I didn't really get it, I guess, until it was at the fan rally, and I was speaking to one of our supporters, and he was talking about how he's never seen a team as talented as we were. And he was saying that he knew we were going to win the championship even from week one when we lost to Cologne. He said, I could just tell this team is destined for great things. How does it feel to do something that has never been done before in history?
uh it's definitely a surreal feeling
Mm,
because you don't uh not me personally, but I guess as certain people would say, you don't really see it because you're not really inside of the process. So
yeah,
was it was amazing. It was definitely amazing. You know me, I was always saying like from week one when we was just practicing in the summer, like not knowing who
yeah,
we gonna. That's because I was always saying, "Bro, we going to the Young Bro, we gonna win." Like, and the people used to look at me and like say, like, "He's just an American thing. He just come
yeah,
in."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm literally telling them like, "Bro, we are going. I'm not taking no other option or route, you know." And so saying that, going through that, and losing week one in Cologne, right?
Man.
You and it's like you can tell people is like, man, they was iffy,
Mm,
you know. But like I said, I stood strong, and when anything I say, I'm gonna stand on it 10 toes, and I'm gonna stand behind it because I mean that's just how I was raised, how my mother and my father raised me.
facts.
Like anything you say, you all in for it. It just feels surreal. It do feel surreal, but it felt amazing
Amazing,
because
bro.
you go through a season where a lot of people didn't respect the team. I mean, they respected the team, but not really as so much as the organization, and they didn't
Facts.
believe. Like we didn't have the media hype that everybody else had. Every game we played, besides the first game, everybody thought we would lose or have a chance to lose. And I
Yeah,
remember
man.
looking at the winning and losing chart, and all they might don't want to say it now, but I remember the charts. I have screenshots in my phone where exactly for all the media guys and like all the people who look after the game, they will all pick the other teams, and we will have probably one vote. All pick the other teams and one vote. Like they even did that for Berlin, but they had a Berlin against us like a 2v2. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
what? Like
yeah,
come on, bro. You thought two people thought they would. You know what I'm saying? But it only makes I like it. I definitely
yeah.
like it. that was my motivation through the whole season. I'm like, nobody. It's funny for teams that don't really respect us,
Hmm.
but you put three people on one guy. That's funny. That's funny to me. Actually, so funny to me.
It is because like I remember, I have friends on quite a few other teams and stuff like that. And throughout the season, I have friends, and they'd be like, "Oh man, you don't do this and you don't do that," and they would say, "Oh, you're going to cause you problems and this, that, and the other." I said, "Just wait till you play us," because the thing about football and the thing about sports I love so much is like it's gonna eventually come down to a one-on-one battle, and you're gonna have to look someone in the eye and say you can beat them. And a lot of guys, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of guys will flinch. A lot of guys do, and we saw it every single week. There was guys talking trash on every facet of the game. Offensive guys, the other team's defense talk trash. Defense guys, there'll be an offensive player, quarterback, running back, whoever, talking trash. And then you go home and you've given up like 40 something points, and you've scored like a touchdown or something, and then it's the excuses. Oh, we didn't have this guy or that guy, and then we beat the team again, and then what's the excuse now? Like I don't understand. And it felt like every single week it was that, to where even in the championship game, going into the championship game, I had spoken to guys that were saying to me, "Oh yeah, they're gonna cause you a lot of problems." On, I mean, I got a lot of respect for the Unicorns. They're a great organization, but if you look at the film and how we played, there wasn't any problems, to be honest with you. Like it was.
Our problems. We made the
Yeah,
problems.
absolutely. That's what it was. That's what it was. We took a whole half to figure ourselves out, and when we did, we won the championship. So I just found that kind of funny. Like you say, it felt like every week. I mean, I don't want to call anyone out in particular, but for the Potsdam game, bro, do you remember the predictions for that game? They
Exactly.
It was a clean sweep on one media outlet of who was going to win that game. Not a single person, I won't say who, but not a single person on this particular well-known American football media outlet picked us to win that game. And I remember thinking, like, why? Like I don't understand how. It was actually one guy. I don't know this guy personally, but he is from England, who said something. I'm paraphrasing, that the Potsdam running back was gonna have a field day, and I was like, what?
I'm wondering what's considered a field day. Maybe the definition is different somewhere.
And I remember we saw that in the defensive group, and we were just like, that is crazy. Like, what made you think that that was gonna happen? Like, I don't understand. And for me as well, I don't know about you, but it was a weird moment in the season, because then all of a sudden people started realizing we were for real, but it felt like they didn't realize until like the Salem game, until we were going to the championship. I was like, what? Like, you not seen what we've been doing? But nah, it's crazy, man. We really did that
Bro.
stuff. It's crazy.
The thing would get me, this what makes me, and this is perfect because what I'm going to do is, I know you are the interviewer. So what
Mhm.
I'm going to do is ask you a question. Comes out, I just want to know, I'm going to say this question and I want to know where was you at mentally.
Yeah.
I want to know where you was at mentally.
All right.
When the All-Star list came out, and when the All-Star list came out, where were you mentally? Like, when you looked at it, like, how did you feel? What did you think?
I mean, when it came out, it was weird because I didn't even see. I saw the offensive list first, and I actually just assumed you were on it without even checking, because I saw KJ. I was like, oh, cool, he's on it. So that's what our DJ's gonna be on it. And then I had to, like, it was a friend of mine. It's actually, I think it was Glenn who tweeted on his Twitter that he made the list. I was like, oh, actually, let me actually have a look at this, and I didn't see you there. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, wait, how many TDs did you had? Because at this point you had 20. I thought 20 TDs, and you basically didn't play 2 or 3 games. I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, so who else made the list? Because obviously I covered or have played against the majority of the wide receivers on the list. And I saw some guys on the list that definitely deserve to be there. But I saw 1 or 2 names where I was like, huh, okay, interesting. Um, okay, cool. And then I put the list in the group chat, and then I looked at the defensive list,
That
and
was hard. The defensive list, that was tough. I couldn't even
man,
look at it.
I'll be real. Like the linebacker list in it like was like what like if you I think if you know football and you understand what our like Mac and Lana asked to do for our defense,
Woo!
like it doesn't even make sense how they can be left off. I know it's a numbers game and stuff, and dudes had a lot of sacks and a lot of tackles and stuff like that. But if you know football, what you don't have linebackers like Mac and Lana are asked to run with receivers, bro. Linebackers on other teams aren't doing that.
No,
It's just not happening. So they got hold and Chuck. Bro, I was more annoyed about Chuck than I was myself because Chuck is one on one the whole game. People don't realize that he is one on one, no help, pretty much 90% of his snaps, bro.
that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. 1-on-1, the whole
No,
game.
no help, no help. That we're not rolling coverage to his side. We're not doing anything. It's just him and whoever's lined up across from him. And man, I'll be honest with you. I think the only DBs I know that played that much man were the Potsdam DBs. I have to show love to them because they held it
Oh,
down really
sure.
for the
For
majority
sure.
of the year for sure.
For
Other
sure.
than that though, like I was surprised, man. But yeah, I mean, I just used it as fuel, going into the championship game into the playoffs because I think it was Julian Edelman who said like I don't I'd rather make the Super Bowl than the Pro Bowl, so I didn't really
But
mind to be honest with you, and we won it, so it's what it was. Where were you mentally? Because you had 20 like. I don't even know what the record is, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It must be close to that, like 20 receiving touchdowns. Realistically, if you had played, I think it was the whole New Yorker game, and there was another game where you didn't play. I can't remember.
I ain't played like uh, almost a whole season. Like if it was which we blew out damn near everybody. If it was going to a 21, they taking me out. They would leave everybody else in, but they taking me out.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. If you had played every game to first quarter to fourth quarter, you probably would have had like 35 touchdowns or something. Something stupid like that. And
Facts.
and you would have had the yards would have been crazy as well. So where were you mentally when you saw the list?
Mentally, I was just because at first I really wasn't worrying about it because I'm like not taking it serious because you know what I'm saying, I'm just chilling, and then somebody dropping in the group chat and was just like dang, like you know how we be joking in the group chat, like dang, they
Yeah,
saying our offense not good enough to even make the All-Star. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But and then like what makes me mad, it don't make me mad, but really bothers me is like if you don't consider us, you don't have respect for our offense. So why do you put 3 people on me? I don't understand. Don't respect, like if I didn't respect somebody and I didn't think they were good, and I think if I wouldn't think they were noble to even put 2, 3 people on them, I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not putting that many people on one guy, not
That's
on one guy. And I respect Weston Carr, like he is a great
he's a,
athlete,
he's a
great
dog.
receiver.
He's a dog, bro.
He can make dog catches. He's a great guy. I don't have a problem with that. And whoever else made the list, I don't have a problem with that at wide receiver. But let's look at the cold hard facts. Nobody else in the JFL was double or triple more than me or asked me. Like they didn't do it.
Mm.
From clone receivers who both of their receivers made and I have
Beast. Yeah, they're good.
yeah, it's all respect. They never was double or triple more than me.
Mm-mm.
Weston Carr probably was. Weston Carr probably was. And I wasn't even the only receiver on my team. That's the crazy part.
That's the craziest thing. We had weapons everywhere, bro.
But you still double and triple me. And then that's why I have so much respect for the Possum defense, because
Oh,
at times
facts.
they did double, but most of the times they say, I'm gonna put my best guy on your best guy, and and let's play. And in America, that's how it's played.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
if you consider you supposed to be the best, then you the best. But that's what really aggravated me because I'm like, bro, y'all double and triple me, and I still outdo your numbers after you double and triple me, and I still don't make, you know what I'm saying, the All-Star team. It's like what? Like that's how I knew. Like they didn't personally. I feel like they didn't like the style of my game. They didn't like how I played my game. They didn't like because I didn't hold back. Like I would tell you how I feel. I'm out there. Like I didn't care. Like if a coach says something to me, I'm gonna let him know right there. Like, listen, coach. Like let's relax. Like you got 3 people on me, and you trying to tell. Like you can't. It's nothing you can say to me at all. I won't even. I'm not even gonna take you serious to the opposing team coaches. But it was just crazy to me. I'm like, damn, but they really trying to like disrespect me. And the thing is, when we went to social media on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and when you guys tweeted out, dang, Darrell Stewart did not make the list, and the dude was like, it was 3 other people that they felt that was better than him. I'm like,
Man,
bro, I got more touchdowns than them, more
I think
receptions than them,
the
more
thing
yards.
the thing is like if they did it how they do it in the Pro Bowl or the top 100 where they asked the players, man, it would have been a completely different list because the other guys, don't get me wrong, I don't know anyone, I don't know the South Division at all, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like the North receivers, they got it right. I don't know anything about the South guys, but if they put hand on heart to every DB in our division who was the toughest to cover, for me, like having gone up against you in practice and stuff, I already know. Like I already know. I don't have to, to lie about anything like that. And I'm not saying that because you're here and you're my boy and stuff like that. I promise you, the vast majority, if not all DBs, would say you. And I think because they ask coaches, and I think, like, I don't know, I don't know what the politics of coaching is like in Germany, but I know that there are some coaches, for example, in the UK, if they don't like a certain player the way he plays, they will do certain things to make sure he doesn't get his certain amount of shine. That's just what I know in the UK. I don't know what it's like in Germany. I'm not speculating, but I do know that it does happen in other countries. I don't know if it happens in America. I'm not. I have no idea, but that's what happens in the UK sometimes. So it might be that kind of situation. I don't know.
No, but that was good. After that situation happened, I was laughing because I talked to my godfather. And that's what really set the fuel to the fire, honestly, because I didn't even get to really like see the list.
Yeah.
But when he was like, dang, man, that you're not even good enough to make the All-Star team, I was like, what? That's what, bro, and then they put, and no disrespect to the North or the South Division, but then they put a South receiver over. I'm like, come on. But I feel that because they have to put a South receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
they
like you
have to.
put all North Division and don't put the South Division. But I was just like, bro, they really like that's I came to the conclusion like, bro, GFL really don't respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't respect. They really don't appreciate my game and like what I brought to the league. So I'm like, bet. And like from that point,
But,
I already had a chip on my shoulder. But from that point on, man, I was
man,
like, every DB, every defense, I'm going to kill. I'm playing just all out crazy. And then here it comes. Everybody saying, and I have number of respect for the Surlander players, like Surlander Hurricanes. They're a great team, great players.
great players,
But
good coach too.
amazing coach. But when we played, before we played them, everybody was saying because how Surlander beat, they figured out, here we go. They have figured out the Cologne Crocodiles. They beat them. There are 2 main receivers who made the All-Star team. They locked them down. They could not do nothing. This was what being said in the media.
Yeah,
The
that's
Cologne
true.
Crocodiles was shut down. They raw receivers was shut down. They 2 top receivers who made the All-Star team was shut down. It was over with. Cool, right? It's cool. So everybody's saying Sutherlanders are definitely going to beat the Dresden Monarchs. And the defense is just too high power.
Man.
Me, I'm going to sleep every night laughing. Like, you ever saw the scene in Troy when Placticus got killed?
Yeah.
Achilles. That's all I was like, it is. I'm on straight hunt mode. So when the game began, you know that quarterback The quarterback came out there. He running through our drills in the warm ups.
Man, that was they punted the ball right in the middle of our warm up as well.
That's what we doing. Like
That
that's how we doing it.
yeah, for real. Like I was like, okay, it's that kind of game. That's cool.
Like if that's how we doing it, it's cool. I ain't tripping. If that's how we're gonna play like that. And I always been like this. So when the game started, from the
Uh-huh.
first snap of the game, I put DB. I put him on his back because I'm showing you. I'm put you on your back, and that's how I'm playing the rest of the game. If you got a problem with it, see me on the line, brother. I ain't going nowhere but on that. So, but I like Sterlanders. You know what they did? They double me, but at sometimes they said, forget it. I'm gonna play man. I might play off, but I'm gonna play man.
Yeah.
Bro, every time, bro, I was trying to go crazy every time.
Yeah, and the thing is, you got to respect them too because they played cover zero against us, and it's really only two teams have done that, Potsdam and Saarland. So I have a lot of
Right.
respect for that. To be honest with you, that takes a lot of guts, man.
Super respect. And then let me not even take it away. Even for y'all, they were saying they had weapons that was gone. I
Yeah,
was like, what?
yeah,
Y'all didn't
man.
see this team shedding teams out. Oh yeah, shedding teams out. Come on, what other defense shedding teams out in the North?
It
Ain't
was,
nobody.
and it was crazy because like a couple weeks before we played New Yorker, who are a really good team, and we played the whole game, man, for the whole game,
Come
whole
on, bro.
literally 75, 80% of the time we played man, no help, no safeties was man, everyone is man, and for me when I saw I think I saw like the comments about like Salah. Don't get me wrong, their offense was crazy, and especially in that
Yeah,
division, they went crazy. But I saw
yeah.
the comments like, "Oh man, this has potential to be like Cologne." I just thought to myself like, what kind of defense would we be if we didn't learn our lesson from Cologne? Like I don't
Right.
understand. I don't understand. Why would we make the same mistake again? Because a lot of us made mistakes on defense in that game, in the playoffs. Like this is the playoffs. Like, and then it was a lot of comments about how good their quarterback, and he was good, a very good quarterback. They had a receiver who was pretty good too, a tight end who was pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
But like the thing is, and I know this because I knew we were going to win a championship the whole season, just like you. But the thing is that what you can't measure is heart. Like you can't measure it, and I knew for a fact the guys we had on defense, not just the imports, the German guys as well.
Definitely.
My boy Jonas, like people like that, they're different. He took Jonas took it. I know he took it personally when people were talking about him being this that and the other. He took it personally, and you see what he did in the German ball, man. So I knew, I knew it wasn't going to
And
pro. I
that's
didn't
what
really get caught up.
and that's what got me like. And then a lot of teams was like trying to say like we want this and we want that, but it's like, bro, like the people that we have, bro, we had nothing on offense. We had so many weapons. We had Redeem, we had AB, Robin. Like, come on, bro,
Robin,
Robin taking the come on, like, let's relax. We had the best quarterback in the GFL, hands
easily,
down. In
facts,
the year, I'm there.
facts.
I will bet my money on in here. But
Oh,
like
definitely, definitely.
people still didn't respect us. People still didn't respect us, but that's why I played so angry and I played so aggressive because coming in, I'm like, you guys, GFL, the organization, like you didn't give me the respect, you didn't give me the appreciation. So after I slaughtered everybody that y'all say that's supposed to be good,
Hmm.
what's the excuse? And after that Sir Lance game, it piggybacked straight into the championship, and it was amazing.
Bro, when you came out in the championship game, actually, no, forget that. When you got to the stadium on championship morning, how were you feeling that day?
I was I was feeling good. I was at awe because like I never been to a soccer or a football stadium.
Yeah.
What guys calling you? I never had been to one. So like the whole architect of the stadium, how it's built, and like seeing it was beautiful. But I was so enraged from the last 2 weeks and this week because here go again. Here
Yes,
they go
sir.
again, saying like, oh, this guy's going to. They got a DB over there that's shut down. Their defense shuts down everybody and
Man.
this. they got the best, and that's all respect to their defense and to
Facts. And to the
their
offense too.
yeah to the offense. It's all respect, man. I don't have no disrespect. Anybody who got there and plays the game have my respect. At the same time, uh, my mama and father, they didn't raise me to be scared of no man, no woman. Like I'm
Never.
not. Yeah, like I'm not. Come on, bro. Like that's never. It's never gonna be a thing. And then they on top of that, they saying their defense is gonna shut out this, and their defense got this. Their DBs was gonna be not the receive. Our receivers don't have enough firepower for their DB. They saying all this crazy stuff, and so they told me the guy who was gonna be holding me, and I'm like, I did all this, right? I didn't create all this body of work before the championship, and you still say somebody's gonna stop me from doing what I do?
Crazy.
Yeah. What about you? How was it for you?
I mean, there was the aspect of like, don't get me wrong, like they had a guy who had been in the league and stuff like that. You know, a couple guys that had played a pretty high level on their offense. But like, I'm not like being arrogant or anything like that, bro. But like, I wasn't really worried because like I knew the guys we had on defense. I knew what the game plan was. We had complete faith. We put together. I mean, Coach Oates had to shout him out every time. He put together a crazy good game plan, you know, for that game, and it was just up to us to execute, and we did. I was never really worried. Like, you know, I was never. Don't get me wrong. Like I heard, I'm not gonna say who. I heard guys that were kind of worried about certain situations coming up.
Super nervous. Super.
But you know, and yeah, like you say, guys are nervous, you know. But like, it's like for me, it comes back to what you were saying. I was raised. How can I fear someone that has two arms, two legs, and bleeds? I don't understand it. Like it, like me going out to play football. There's no, for me anyway. There's no pressure. I'm not a single mother. I'm not a struggling father raising multiple kids. I'm just playing.
Exactly.
I'm playing football for fun, bro. Like if I go out there and lose this game, I've lost the game and that's it, you know. So with that, I play free. I don't play, you know, clammed up and nervous. And you know, and that one thing I really appreciated was, you know, Coach Oates. One thing that defensive coaches, especially, they'll put faith in you and they'll do that by how they play you. We got to the
Mm-hmm.
goal line and they left everyone on the goal line. We left everyone on the goal line one on one. Everyone on the goal line. We didn't play no match. We didn't play no zone. Every time they're in the red zone, we were one on one. And that showed me already how much faith coach had in us to get this done. And we did. So, you know, for me going into that game, I wasn't super nervous or anything like that. I was just very excited, bro, because it was another chance to win a championship. You know, I've been in a few championship games, but this is the GFL. And for guys in Europe, this is like the Super Bowl. You know, this is huge, huge, huge. Um, so yeah, going into the game, I was excited, and to be honest with you, I knew our offense. Like, you know, there was a couple turnovers stuff like that, but I wasn't stressing, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when you play defense and you play like that kind of bend but don't break style, you can't do it for the whole game. It's just too difficult, you know. So I knew that eventually we figure it out. As the run game was crazy, bro. Like watching Devoir, like just running guys over and stuff was
Up the defense.
so yeah, man. I loved it. I loved it, man. I loved all of it. But you know, I do have to say, man. I mean, the Unicorns are a great team. Like they're easily the best team
Yeah.
played this year. They did some certain things. You can tell their receivers were very very well coached and how they ran their routes. They knew how to run certain things against zone. Obviously, they had Morris Bowringer, who's in the NFL, and you could tell he played in the league just based off a few things like his releases, how he ran his routes versus zone and man. You could tell the quarterback, even though he'd only been there for I think a month. The guy who came in, he was a
Yeah,
very
that's
good
great.
quarterback. So I got a lot of respect for the Unicorns, man. They're a great team. They had, I mean, and they had guys on defense. I can't remember his name. The safety number 6. He's an animal. Like that kid is so intelligent. Like you know, and if you know DBs, you know how smart he is. And they have a linebacker and and they have a corner who's really good as well. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. He was
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, bro. But watching the film and stuff before the game, I wasn't, worried or scared about this, that, and the other. I think it's just how I am and just how I've been raised and stuff. And it was cool. It was cool before the game. I was excited. My family watching. A couple of my boys came. My girl came. So it was a good day, man. Yeah, we had a good time.
It was definitely a good game. And I'm like you said, Unicorns are a great team, great coach team. The coaches are great. Uh, the players are pretty good, and that was by far one of the best complete teams, not individual
Oh,
players,
facts, facts.
complete teams that we have played. And you know what I'm saying? Do they have great individual players? Yeah, I mean, of course they do. But the mindset that the league created and then the surrounding media created, I was only like on go mode. Like it was only on. I was aiming to like kill anything that was in front of me, and I did. I enjoyed the game, but then again, you have them saying like, "Man, they just gonna stop y'all offense. Y'all offense, this and the receivers gonna really have a challenge." So when they say stuff like that, in my head, I say, "Oh dang, they for the man the whole game." That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm like, they for the man the whole game. This for the perfect game. So I'm like, bet we get out there as we playing. I'm like, why is this man calling help? He won by himself.
Oh
And
yeah.
once I seen that, once I see another grown man call help from another grown man, so I'm like, come help me. I already know. I said, oh yeah, it's for the beat. It's over.
And you know what? The thing about that is like I think about like our defense. It's never been a situation where that's happened. Like
Mm-hmm.
we've never lined up and we got to the goal line, and Jonas is like asking me for help. Like that's never happened before. Like or Chuck or Valto or Robert, whoever's who's in. So when I saw that on the sideline, I thought, oh man. And this is on the first drive, the one you scored on. Like to be honest with you, when you guys get to the red zone, I already put my helmet on because I'm thinking I'm about to go on the field. You know, you guys are gonna score. They're gonna kick the PAT. They're gonna run down and kick off, and then I'm gonna be back on the field. And when you see as a fellow DB, when you see DBs asking for help, bro, that level of fear is crazy. Like it's even a thing where the guy who's lined up across from you is thinking about like his stance. Like he's thinking about, okay, my foot placement. How am I gonna do this? That if he, bro, his head is gone. Like you might, I don't know if you know that as a wide receiver, but if you see a guy asking for help, bro, the rep is done. The rep is over. So that was crazy for me to watch. I can't even imagine what it's like for you to watch.
It was because it was just like uh, how you go from getting the idea that the team is just gonna shut out our offense, but you got guys asking for help. Obviously, like some ain't right. Like some got some people for you to ask for help, but honestly, it was a great game. Besides all of that,
Oh, for sure.
it was a great game because you had a back and forth fight. We was down going into half. It was a back and forth fight. I mean, a great team. They had a great game plan, and the game
Game
plan
plan
worked.
was nice. Yeah.
You know, it worked for the most part. And then when we was down going into this halftime, the first thing I did because I heard uh, one of the great fighters in today's game named Javante Tank Davis. He's a boxer. Uh,
Baby Tank.
man, that man coach told him, whatever you want, you gotta touch it and claim it. You
Love
gotta
it.
touch it and claim it. So as we going into the locker room, they had the trophy, German Bowl trophy sitting right there, big gold, nice trophy sitting right there. And
Mm.
I told myself, whatever you want, you have to claim it and touch it. Right before they have a video of me walking in the locker room, I'm touching and close my eyes. And once I touched and claimed the trophy,
We won.
oh, I knew it. I said, I said, I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be a misunderstanding. I'm gonna go crazy, bro. And pick that ball off.
Man.
I said, this man, and that's and accumulated over the whole season. We had some of non-import German guys. We had some great players.
Great players, man.
Had some great players, and amazing to be around. And our coaching staff was amazing to be around as well.
Facts.
It was fun everywhere we go. Everywhere we go, it was fun, and everybody we seen that was fun. So it was a great time, man, winning the German Bowl with you guys. And like the ceremony after we won, like the fireworks, the confetti, all the crowd screaming, like the trophy, the medals, like it was an amazing time. It was an amazing time, bro.
Facts, bro. And I think like for a guy like me, like obviously I never really been around that many people before, like 15,000 people, just in the stadium and stuff like that. And it was when we had won it, and touching the German ball was cool, like celebrating. But when we were going around the stadium, high fiving the fans and stuff, bro, that was like surreal because it was so many people just saying stuff like "thank you." I'm thinking like, "Thank you? What? Like, thank you for what? Like, this is crazy." And they're like, "Thank you for doing this. Thank you for bringing us championship." I was like, I shouldn't I be saying thanks to you for watching and coming, bro? These people spent their hard-earned cash to come
Mm-hmm.
to Frankfurt, bro, which is 6 hours away from Dresden, to get a hotel somewhere, which is extra money, to pay for the ticket to the stadium, which is extra money, and then buying merch, which is extra money, just to come watch us play.
Yeah.
For me, bro, that's crazy, man.
No, that was crazy. And to this day, I would say Dresden Monarchs have the best fans. Hands
Facts,
down.
facts.
Travel good. They're great fans. Nice. They loving. They everybody, even when it wasn't including football, everybody wanted you to have a great time. Especially if you're import, they wanted to make Dresden like home to you. So
Yeah, bro,
it
they're
was
awesome.
amazing.
They were awesome, man. But yeah, man. I think it's a memory that's gonna stick with me for as long as I live winning the GFL, because I also didn't realize as well. I was speaking to an older of mine, a mentor of mine. He's in the UK, and he had told me that I was the third ever British player to win the GFL, and the
That's crazy.
first ever defensive player to win it from the UK. And I was like, when I think about that kind of stuff,
Come on
like
now.
it's just surreal for me, because I think about all, like, there's been so many players from the UK that played in GFL, and like to be in that kind of company was
Come
it's
on
just
now.
it's crazy. It's surreal for
All
me.
of famous. Come on. Don't leave that out. That's something you can't leave out.
Oh yeah, and in that same year, I made the Portsmouth Destroyers Hall of Fame. That was that was that was surreal. That was very surreal, because it to make it like this early, like, and I'm still playing football and stuff, and you know that was crazy as well, man. And it's something that you must have it too, when young men come up to you and ask you for like advice and stuff like that. Like, I think to myself sometimes, like, I was you like 5 years ago. Like, how are you asking me about this certain situation? How are you asking me about this certain life issue or this certain football issue or whatever? Like, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But at the same time, it's just an honor and a privilege when people come to me for advice about anything. Because to ask someone for advice is basically a place of vulnerability. You're being vulnerable. You're asking someone, saying, "Listen, I need help with this thing." It's not easy to do. So if to anyone that has ever asked me for anything, man, if to be honest with you, I'm very very grateful to you for coming to me and choosing me, man.
No, definitely. That was amazing, bro. I can't even sit here and make it seem like it wasn't.
Yeah,
But
bro.
seeing you being great, man. Seeing you doing the things you did, and seeing you do the things that you conquered, those things that, I mean, in your time frame of playing, that's pretty amazing. And another thing I just want to thank you for, bro, just having, bro, we had some amazing times. But even like when it was like, bro, times where we were ready to go home, things were confusing. Like we still, well, you still, because I wasn't from Europe and you
Yeah,
wasn't from Germany, but you had a certain sense of how Europe, the culture was.
facts,
It was an
facts.
amazing, bro. It was so, man. So I got to thank you for that, bro. And
Appreciate you,
you
bro.
every day, man, talking about the motherland culture, African culture, and uh, just always like being a brother took me away from home, bro. That was really dope, bro. I appreciate
Nah, I
that.
appreciate that, bro. And we had some crazy, crazy, crazy times, man, in the apartments, on the field, like doing stuff outside of practice. And it was crazy. Another thing as well, talk about the mental aspect of it, was like, that was the other thing, is when you go home, bro, all of that stuff is just over. Like, there's no, like, it was so weird. Like, on my last day, um, in Germany, like, it was my last day and Antic's last day the same day, and we just like were just sitting in TJ's room watching Vikings, And I think everyone kind of realized at that moment that like this is done, like it's finished. There's no who's getting in whose car for practice. There's no what you guys getting to eat. There's no lamachun. There's no nothing. It's just done. And like that aspect of things as well was it took me a couple of days to adjust from that because now you're just don't get me wrong, I love being at home, I love being my girl and stuff like that. It's amazing and it's something I'm gonna obviously do for the rest of my life. But it's like when you build a brotherhood of people and you do something so special and you build those relationships and friendships and all of a sudden it's not taken away from you, but your time is up. It can be hard to adjust, man, for sure.
It definitely was, definitely, and that, and I feel like it hit me when all you guys was leaving, and I was just sitting at home. But
Mm,
I was ready to go. I was ready to see my family, but at the same time, you got to think, bro. For half of you, you sit there and you build a brotherhood and a bond with guys. You get into them. You know what I'm saying?
every
Best
day, bro. Every day
every
we're
day.
seeing each
Get
other.
into
Every
little minor
day.
little jokes and fights and like just being a brother.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
bro.
You're gonna miss that. It's gonna be something you miss. So that's why I said, man, we always gonna stay in contact because like that's the major
Facts.
that's the biggest thing, man. That's one of the biggest things. And I feel like with us, I don't know about other teams. I don't know about other leagues and other all this, but when it comes to even the Germans, bro,
Man, I
even
love those guys, man.
man, I love them to death, bro. And even like
Facts.
when it comes to the imports, like I don't know how other imports are being treated or anything like that, but I feel like um, we had a nice family at the Dresden Monarchs.
Facts, bro. Facts. And segueing off that, the situation in Frankfurt, like I don't know like how did do you know like every detail? Did you see every detail of what happened there?
I don't know every detail, but I do know what you guys had tweeted at first, and
Hmm.
then just so I don't know what happened. So you definitely have to elaborate on that for me. But I just heard it was like a sticky situation.
Yeah, so it all started off with my boy Cadell. He won't mind me saying that because he's been trying to raise awareness about this. He was just speaking about his mental health and how it had been affected by the season. So essentially, what had happened to him was he suffered a season-ending injury in Frankfurt, and everyone reached out. I reached out to him, and obviously wished him well and stuff like that. And I didn't really pay any notice to it, but he was speaking just about a week ago about what had happened after that injury. And sometimes when you're on a team that has the opportunity to do great things, you sacrifice certain things, and that everyone's been through that. But he was talking about how he was mistreated, how he was basically. I mean, for example, we have health insurance in Dresden, so we didn't have to do any of that stuff. We just showed up to the doctors and put our card in. But he didn't have that, so he had to pay for stuff that he shouldn't have to pay for. He had to pay for like he didn't get his deposit back and stuff like that.
Mm,
The crib that they were staying in, bro, like I have another friend, another older who had played for Frankfurt years ago in 2018, and they stayed at the same crib that he stayed in, and it was like rats in there, cockroaches, like black mold. And like for people who don't understand how serious black mold is, like if that is exposed to you for a long period of time, it can lead to very serious health complications. And he
mm,
was he was staying in there, and they were staying in there as a whole group of imports in Frankfurt for the entire season, and essentially kind of afraid to speak up about it for fear of like being released or being blackballed. So I think a lot of imports are kind of like wary, and a lot of stuff is moving into motion. I'm working on something as well to help imports kind of get out of situations, understand situations they're going into, because that kind of stuff is unacceptable. Like for example, like for winning a championship, um, for Frankfurt, in the ELF and stuff, and that's like kind of your reward is crazy, and I think a lot of guys are afraid to speak up about it, and yeah, I think the fear is that they won't be able to play football in Europe anymore. But I think for me, if a team doesn't sign me because of my integrity and standing up for my friends and standing up for what's right, then I don't want to play for them anyway. So
exactly.
I hope guys are able to speak up about that and basically support Cadell and and Coach Coop as well, because a lot of guys are they're really the main two on that Frankfurt team. And Omari, he actually played corner for the Dresden Monarchs. I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And he spoke about it in the season. And instead of people taking him seriously, they made memes out of him, bro. They put him on a meme page. They called him a Karen. They called him this, that, and the other. And all he was asking for was just human decency. He was talking about team volunteers that weren't, that weren't getting their dues. They're talking about team. He's talking about, I think, some staff or something that weren't getting paid, and he was talking about just the basic living conditions that they weren't experiencing. It was a lot of crazy stuff, man, and it's a lot of stuff it was upsetting to read because I think about how we were treated in Dresden compared to that, and it's like it's just night and day. We had everything that we could have asked for. I mean, I know, Mr. Jorg, shout out Jorg, the GM. That man is Mr. Krabs, but if you really need something, he will get it for you like 100%. He's the kind of guy that'll do it. Um, but yeah, that Frankfurt situation is crazy, and I think it's still going on. I think they're still talking about it online, on Twitter and stuff, and it's a crazy situation, man.
That's bro. And you got that situation is one of the biggest fears of good athletes from America going and going overseas, and
100%,
you know what I'm saying?
one
That's
hundred
like
percent.
I'm over here and I want to come, you know what I'm saying, experience and turn your program around, for
Uh-huh.
instance.
Hmm.
But I can't get the basic needs. Like that's ridiculous. And it's sad to hear because it's like, wow, bro, like that's what uh that's how people think of you. And like that's how people would treat you. But like you said, the Dresden Monarchs, bro, they took care of everything you really needed. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
not
bro, he had it.
not a sport, bro. Like I want the finest water and all that. Like your basic needs, and even then, like they took care of you, man. Shout out to your coach Cruiser, coach.
Yeah,
Like they was amazing guys, like
for real.
amazing program. If this is my first team, I would think every other team is like this because they
Facts.
showed me a good time being with this team. I
Mm.
wouldn't know why another team, like why wouldn't another team do that? But hearing that the ELF, Frankfurt, and they won the championship, like that's crazy.
That's the
And
craziest
for them
thing.
to go through something like that, man, that's tough. But I hope they figured everything out. And just to piggyback off that is just know your worth, man. Know your worth.
Hmm.
Uh, your integrity and like your loyalty to a team is definitely a big, but integrity and loyalty to yourself. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? That's the main thing, bro. You can't don't feel bad because you don't want to tell the truth because you feel like you will be put in the black sheep or this would it wouldn't be a good thing. But man, bro, you can't worry about stuff like that, bro. You only have to worry about your value. And if
Facts.
somebody's not taking care of you, you can't worry about nothing else, man. And I hate that they had to go through that. And if you're an import out there, my guy Jason, hit my boy Jason up.
Please.
He is trying to figure something out to where he can inform you on what you are getting into and like how you're getting
Please.
into certain
For
things
real.
because that is sad. That is sad, and I hope them guys figure everything out. And I'm fully behind it. Whatever you do, I'm fully behind it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to help. Hopefully, I mean, it's going to take a while, but hopefully develop some kind of import union or just a union of players really in Europe, not just imports, because I know there's certain situations. I mean, I've seen everything in England, bro. You can only imagine, like, it's crazy over here, some of the stuff that people go through, but there's certain situations that this happens, and it's not the first time it's happened, and it probably won't be the last time. So I'm hoping that that can get off the ground. Hopefully, I don't know. Next year will be tough, but I'm in contact with a few guys and trying to just figure out how we're gonna get the ball rolling with that. Because at the end of the day, organizations need to be held to account too. You can't just sign someone, especially from a place like America, who's coming away to, I don't know, let's say like Romania or something. They already have a lot of anxieties about traveling to certain places and being so far away from home, and now you're putting them in a situation where they have to live in a dump or live in places that are rat infested or where they can risk their actual health. And it's crazy that that happened, especially with a team like Frankfurt, because they're such a big organization in Europe. Like the Frankfurt
Right.
universe are like every like even the NFL fans in Europe from the 80s know who the Frankfurt universe are. You know, they're such a massive organization. So for that to happen, it kind of raises question marks about the organization, but also like because it's a new league, it raises question marks about ELF as a whole. You know, now people are maybe thinking sideways, thinking, should I go to ELF? You know, yeah, the money is from what I understand, the money is on the whole probably better than the GFL, but how much are you willing to pay for comfort? You know, like if you're getting paid so much money, but you're living with rats, it's like you might be jeopardizing your long term health. So yeah, man, if anyone has any situation like that, you know, hit me up, man. You know, I'm grateful to know a few people in a few leagues and stuff, and I might be able to help you out with some stuff. But it's
No,
definitely it's definitely a tough situation, man, and it's something that no one should really go through, to be honest.
no, that's big, man. I mean, that's what you choose wealth over health. And sometimes
Facts.
in this world, that's the decision that sometimes you got to choose. I mean, I would hope everybody would choose themselves and their
Hmm.
health. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Hey, man, you throw a little extra bucks, I'll be a roommate with a rat, goddamn. No, but man, that is real tough, man. I hope them guys figure out a solution, and I
Yeah,
hope they figure out something, bro, because that's pretty tough. And like I said, man, imports or even not imports. I didn't even see Germans getting treated bad. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
yeah,
even hear
facts.
about, you know what I'm saying, Germans get treated a certain way. So man, I just hope everybody can find equality with playing such a game that we play, bro. We play a beautiful game, and we play a game that brings so many different people with different aspects of the game and different backgrounds of the game. We bring them together, and we all want one common goal, which is to come together, teamwork, and when we win, and that's just feeling.
Yeah, for real, man. It is like you say, man. It's just everyone. There's different. It's not just imports. There's not just imports, you know, being mistreated. It's local Germans as well. It's locals in every country. So I'm trying to start something, man. Hopefully it gets off the ground. It'll take a while, like I said, you know, because these things take time. But I just don't want the younger guys that are coming from all these different countries that will end up playing in these leagues in Europe to go through this kind of situation because it's. I mean, can you imagine like being a parent and like your son is gonna play professionally in another country? You already have that fear of okay, he's not within he's not even in the country. I can't just get to him to where he's now saying, okay, I'm living with rats, I'm living with cockroaches. That's like that's stress in itself. And you know,
Exactly.
people, some of these imports are fathers themselves. They have kids, and now you have somebody's fathers in a situation where they're messing with their health, and somebody's brother and somebody's husband or whatever. So I think it should be an organization to realize that when you are hiring someone, when you're bringing people in, you're bringing in a human being. My guy from Tales from Sport, a guy called Ross, who's actually running a pretty good organization in England. He said that you when you're hiring someone, you're bringing in a human being, and you have to bring in everything a human being needs and more. You need food, you need water, but you need comfort as well. You need support mentally, bro. I don't even know. Like this is funny. When I got to Dresden, Jorg was like to me. He's like, yeah, man. If you need anything, food, some new stuff. If you need to talk to me about like heartbreak, bro, I was like, what is this guy talking about? He's talking about. He's like, have you got any heartbreak issues, women troubles? Like, you can just speak to me. I was like, oh yeah, I appreciate you, bro. But like the fact that he even said that, as a
Specifically,
GM,
yeah, definitely.
it definitely means a lot, So I hope those guys know that all the imports are in support of them for sure. Well,
Definitely.
at least us, and we got your back, man, because it's kind of like a family here. I mean, after every game, it's like we speak to the other imports and stuff, and we're there sometimes for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just talking about life and just joking around and stuff with guys that we literally just played against. So it's definitely a family, and football's family as well. So we're gonna look out for you guys, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. It's been real, bro.
It's
And,
definitely been real, bro. It's been real to be able to play in a country where everything is so much beautiful. There's so
uh,
much culture behind it, and man, like I said again, I want to appreciate you for creating a brotherhood with me, bro. It's
facts,
been,
bro.
been amazing, bro.
Bros for life, man. For
Come on
real.
now, be well,
Now
be
you can't
well.
now you can't get rid of me, bro.
Nah, bro, you coming to the wedding whenever God bless me to have one.
Well, you plan to have one soon?
I don't know about all that, brother. I don't know about all that, brother. I'm definitely gonna come to yours before I come to mine.
Oh man, you never know. I might have one in Houston. Nah, that'd be
You
crazy.
gonna come?
Nah,
Ooh.
I will have to pull out though eventually, bro.
Nah, definitely pull up.
If not next year, definitely the year after, bro, for
That's what
sure.
we're gonna do. You come here, bam, and I turn around and I come mess with you.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, you come to England, especially London, bro. I'm telling you right now, you never want to leave. It's the best. It's the best city. It's the
Nah,
best city in the
definitely good,
world,
man.
in my opinion. Ooh, they got you thrown up in the weight room, son.
He said, "Don't that sound suspicious? That sounds suspicious."
Funnily enough, I was actually watching a Drewski meme today, and it was the one where the guy was he came to recruit some high school kids, and he's like, Hunter Schuster, white quarterback, American dream. Who doesn't want that?
Say, got both friends in the house.
Well, first and half, mom's in the Glee Club.
Bro, this man is crazy. That man crazy.
But nah, he's funny, man. He's funny. But nah, where can they find you, bro? Where can people find you if they want to reach out? I know you're on Twitter. Wait, you don't really use your Twitter that much, do you?
Not really, but if people trying to get out and reach and talk to me, bro, and if they have any questions about anything, bro, even if you just want to become a fan and just want to sit and chat about life, like Twitter. My Twitter, I
Yeah.
put on Panhandle on that Twitter, Instagram, shoot, anything, bro, anything that Facebook, anywhere, bro. You just get out to me because I love not only to connect with people through sports, but anything through life, bro. If I have the knowledge, I'll definitely give it to you. I
Mm,
will be happy to give it to you.
facts, bro. Facts. And your Instagram is at Stu1225. Twitter is at DJ8Y7. I'll leave it in the description for anyone who's bothered, man. But nah, bro, it's been a good conversation, man, for sure.
Definitely, it's always litty when we get in the city, man. So
I don't even know what that means, but that sounds crazy.
it's it's super wild right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chatting.
Just
Chatting.
chat.